I can.
Wenatchee, that's one of my favorite places in Washington. Hi, everybody. We're so excited to talk about Hugh and Grace and our team and our business and also this business opportunity and what this could look like for you part-time, full-time, just as a fun little hobby. So we're going to jump right in. Our goal today is to make this our shortest opportunity ever. So you can judge us on the end how we go, but we don't want to miss any of the important things. We want you to really feel like you're coming away from this with like a comprehensive picture of what this could look like for you. So that might mean that you ask questions in the chat and really break this apart. If we skip over something or only briefly touch on something you want to learn more about, like don't hesitate to put a question in the chat, because I guarantee you, if you have the question, someone else has the question too. So Jason and I are just really excited to share. And these are some of the things we were planning on talking about today. Just a little bit about Hugh and Grace, a little bit about us, our team, because it's a pretty special team, a little bit about how you earn money here, and then how you get started. So we're just going to jump right into that. I'll start with a little intro of myself. I've been at Hugh and Grace for a year now, which is crazy. And it's been a wild and awesome year. But 11 years in the network marketing industry. I started as a school counselor. Oops. I started as a school counselor after, which I had been for 12 years. I spent 12 years as a school counselor, waitress, and bartended nights and weekends, and ran a kids yoga program. So I was working 80 to 90 hours. And so when the idea of working from home part-time from my phone like presented itself to me, doing something in the world of health and wellness that was really important to me, it felt like, well, why not? I was still paycheck to paycheck despite all of those jobs. But I didn't literally have enough time in my life to go punch a clock somewhere else. So I was like, okay, I can build in nooks and crannies. And if I can help people in their health, that would be really cool. So in that first year, it feels like so many lifetimes ago, but in that first year, I really quickly found that this was something I loved, that this was something I really enjoyed, that this was something I was good at, but also I was seeing really significant change. Like being a school counselor, I think anyone in a helping profession goes into it because they want to help people, right? They want to make a difference in people's lives and make an impact. And for me, I was a wilderness therapy instructor, and then that transformed and after grad school into being a school counselor. It was a lot of like planting seeds and just hoping that they would take root one day and that I would be helping to shape good humans and make lasting change in their life. But it was like a lot of like hope one day that they'll come back and they'll tell me like, Miss Shepherd, I remember that time. And so when I found in this space was I was helping people turn their life around and change their life immediately and see that the significant impact right away, whether it was in a few months or a year. And that was both in their health, but also more so, which I was surprised about, in their career, in their income, being able to build something for themselves that gave them purpose and meaning and made them feel worthy, to feel like they had financial freedom and opportunities and autonomy over aspects of their life that for most of us, as we punch the clock of like check the boxes of what life is supposed to look like as we grow up, we're not really seeing that freedom and autonomy, right? And so that to me, and that was one of the things I was finding in my own life at the same time, was that freedom and that autonomy and that purpose and that meaning and able to get out of debt completely. Just things that I never really felt like were accessible, and able to see that happening in other people's lives too. And so almost 12 years later, that's like been the legacy we've been building and I've been building. And in this last year at Hugh and Grace, I was able to take, you know, my own health and transform it, and my own love for this business and this, this industry as a whole, to a new level, because I really saw the beauty in it. And I had been at the height of when it was awesome, but also really struggled with changes and when a culture falls out of alignment or becomes unhealthy. And so it was really hard to navigate that, but able to kind of come into this space and go, this is what it's going to feel like here, because I'm different here and because we're going to make this different here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's been kind of my journey in a 12-year journey in a nutshell. But I just moved to Vermont. And personal note, I moved to Vermont 2.5 years ago. I'm an Oregon girl. So grew up in the Marine Corps, but landed in Oregon in time for high school and college. And but then about 2.5 years ago, I pulled I'm not in 12-step program, it'll be called like you pull a geographic. I'm not in a 12-step program, but I literally pulled a geographic. I was like, I am gonna change everything about my life. And I bought 10 acres here in Vermont and am building a little rescue farm and homestead. And I think if nothing else, I was like, life gives you no guarantees. There's no promise of tomorrow. So I'm gonna start living that dream life now and building my business around it. So you'll see if you follow me on social media or even are in the team, you'll see that I'm coming in from an overalls 99% of the time because I've been out picking up goat poop or whatever. And so that is my crazy little life. So Jace, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
I love your story. I love hearing all the different facets of it. It's really hard to condense that long of a career into a tiny little box, but it's actually been a while since I shared my story. And I was thinking about it this morning. I've been doing this since the year that Instagram became a thing. That's how long I've been doing this. My first year in network marketing was 2012. So it's been a minute. But similarly to Jamie, it's just something that absolutely I fell in love with and was like, I love this. I love empowering women. I love giving people something that's just for them. I talk about that a lot. And I think that really was born from becoming a new mom. When I first found my first company in health and wellness, that was a big piece of my life at that time. I come from a very health conscious family. I have two sisters that are bipolar, and we have like a lot of anxiety and ADD and all of this stuff. And my son was recently diagnosed with ASD a couple years ago. So the health aspect of this industry and this particular niche is something that was already really prevalent in my life. But I had just had a baby and I was kind of mourning my independence at the time. He was 1, and I was like, really struggling. And I realized that I didn't want him to see me that way. I didn't want him to look at me and think, this is what women represent. I wanted him to see me as an individual person with goals and that could do anything. And so that when I found my first company, that's really what that journey was about. And I quickly realized how impactful they can be, how exciting it is to work with other women that were in the same boat that just needed that thing that was just for them that they could contribute with and dictate completely without the outside influences. But what was really cool is, like Jamie was saying, the financial aspect of it, while that wasn't really what I even realized was a possibility, that really started to transform my life. That was a big piece of it as well. And the time spent. So my husband and I love to travel. We've moved 17 times over the last 10 years. We've lived in another country. Like, we like to be flexible with our time. We don't like to be tied down too much. And we were able to, like Jamie as well, pay off a 6-figure debt in a pretty fairly quick amount of time with our first industry. And that was so transformative that it really empowered me to dig into that side of it and really help other people do that as well. So I think one of the coolest parts about finding Hue and Grace was I kind of outgrew my old company. I needed to find more elevated products. I needed to find a more elevated community and environment and space, because 28 to 42 is a very different season of life. You're focused on a lot of different things than you are when you're that young. So I was just really craving a change, and I was going in a million different directions, but these businesses always seem to find me in seasons of need. I don't know, it's the universe that just loves us that way, but it was just really good timing as I was already kind of trying to transition into healthier products, cleaner, like non-toxic environments, as well as for my home, for my son who needed more and better at this point. And so it was a really natural fit to kind of move into this space. And I feel, again, I've only been here for a year, like Jamie, but it's been such a healthy, calm beautiful environment to kind of thrive and heal in, as well as kind of, like I said, elevate sort of in all of the areas that I was really in need. So this has been a really impactful company for me to find. This industry in and of itself and just these businesses have carried me through a massively developmental stage in life with just parenting and establishing a foundation for the rest of your life financially and all of these things. So again, it's cool because you really can work at any capacity at any time in any time zone, with any time that you have or don't have. That's the thing that's so amazing about this and why it's such a gift, I think, for women specifically, is because you get to, again, dictate it. You can fit it in where you want to, and that's been so amazing for us. So I'm excited to get into this and help you see how it can kind of work in your life. So we'll have Jamie talk about maybe the products first. Is that what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, let's jump right into that. So let's jump into oh, this is you, Jason.
Oh no, this is me. Okay, so if you're here, you're probably already aware that Hue and Grace is a non-toxic, hormone supportive company. Their mission is really to bring awareness to what you're putting on and around your body. So not just exercise, not just nutrition, but the whole package. And so much of that work that we do to keep ourselves healthy really can be reversed by what is going on our bodies. That was a huge wake-up call for me. And hormones impact every single aspect of our life, right? Again, I come from a massively mental health oriented background. And so for me, the hormone aspect of it isn't just estrogen and testosterone and menopause and all these things, but so much of it is mood, right? Energy levels, our ability to function, and our quality of life. That really is where my foundation and passion for this stuff comes from. So hormones impact everything. You can screenshot this next one because it's a lot of information. These are just some of the facts that we like to bring to the table. One of the most impactful and simple facts that was eye-opening for me was just the amount of toxins that people put in their bodies. When I came to Hue and Grace, I had a conversation with our CEO, Sarah, and that was one of the statistics that she shared with me, is just how many chemicals we were putting on our bodies just from our makeup and our perfume and our skincare. And I was like, this is wild, because again, my son being autistic and being on the spectrum, there's so many factors that he's dealing with already. And because our products were safe for kids, they're safe for pregnant people for the most part. I'm not putting a disclosure on this, but they're so accessible to everyone. Like, that was a hugely important piece of it for me. But these are just some of the statistics. You can screenshot that and we'll move to the next one.
And so I think, like, from a business perspective, I know for me, initially, I was like, I don't know a lot about hormone health. I don't know how I can be a hormone health advocate in a hormone health space. But what I realized quickly was, like, it isn't about, like Jay said, estrogen, testosterone, progesterone. Like, that is hormones dictate or like inform every cell of our body. So it's also insulin and thyroid and cortisol, which is stress. It says blood sugar regulation. It's our metabolism. It's our stress levels. It's our melatonin helping us sleep at night. It's the ghrelin and leptin which are satiation hormones in our stomach, helping us regulate how much we eat. It's our serotonin and oxytocin, which is our mental health hormones. Like, all of these things are, it's all of it. And you don't have to be the expert in all of those things, because really we boil it down to really those primary pillars, those fundamentals of hormone health. And you can't, and I tried for the last few years before I found Hue and Grace, you can't out exercise or under eat your body's into hormone balance, into hormone functioning. And I'm 45 now, and I was like, oh, I heard, well, when you get to 40, everything changes. And I was like, no, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I'm going to be fine. And the body was like, hold my beer. Just kidding. And so, but I found that I was like, just trying to punish my body into hormone balance by exercising more or starving it or depriving it from things or fasting my way into more dysfunction, when really, like, this is your permission slip to just be gentle and to make it so simple. We talk about sleep here. We talk about stress management. We talk about supporting our body's natural detox functions, which is gut, liver, movement through sweat, breath work, right? Like our body is designed to do this work, but when it's bogged down with toxins and pollutants, like it can't do that, right? With these fake ingredients. So it is about metabolism and healthy weight and weight loss, but it isn't about making that as like that is a fun, awesome byproduct when you get all of the other things into focus and keep it so simple. So really, and a lot of what we can do for hormone health is truly just sleeping more and prioritizing putting our screens down and getting outside, and like those things shape how we approach our jobs here too, which is really nice because we're not going to be this non-toxic. And Jay said the other day, it was so perfect. She's like, we are a non-toxic company. We can't have a toxic culture, right? And so we live and we embody that too. So it really makes it this simple. And yeah, fitness, nutrition, weight loss is part of that, but it is more elevated. It's a bigger umbrella, and we can really serve people. We talk about being hormone supportive by helping our body find that homeostasis it already naturally wants, right? Like hormone health is a bio-individual thing. None of us can take one pill or one supplement or one product and all of a sudden magically we are all perfectly balanced. Like it is a lifestyle thing, and it's also just being really intentional and swapping out one product at a time. It doesn't have to be this full like gutting of your cupboards, right? But it's one product at a time to lower that toxin load and support our body and not adding more to it and eliminating the ones that we have. So we come at it from a really simple approach. Our products really support that approach, but it's what goes in, on, and around. It's the stuff we're putting on our bodies via skincare, around our bodies via home cleaning products and bath products, and what goes in it with health and wellness products. And we just keep it really simple. And those products are all designed with a singular focus to detox, repair, and protect. So you can trust that our products are all EDC free. They're all hormone supportive. They're going to be safe, gender neutral, safe for people of all ages, including children. Like Jay said, safe for breastfeeding and pregnancy. But it's really going to help your body naturally balance out those inefficiencies and those imbalances, like magnesium, like with minerals. Most all humans are mineral deficient. We are almost all dehydrated on some level. We all can benefit from liver support and supporting our body's natural detox function. So it's really helping our body build up that homeostasis, that balance, that natural balance, so that those areas that are out of balance, like cortisol levels, which is most of us, right? Raise your hand if you are often say, I'm so stressed, or I'm so busy, or I'm so, so a lot of times when we're really dealing with chronic stress or not getting enough sleep, so our bodies are really extra taxed in that cortisol realm, it is pulling and stealing from those other areas of hormone health that I talked about, right? It is going to prioritize the cortisol and the stress because that's keeping us alive. And so it creates all of these other imbalances in other places because it's going to steal from other parts of the body. So if we can support our stress, which a lot of these products do, we help just give that energy and that focus and balance back to those other areas. So it is an individualized process, but we keep it really simple and help people find that perfect niche. One of the things that I think is so special about Hue and Grace is that we are forward facing in all of our ingredients, our formulation. Literally the formulator for every single product does a training for us. We have a COA, a certificate of analysis, for our testing for every single product that's forward facing. We have this science board, this advisory board of like world-renowned specialists, medical professionals, experts in their field that advise Ben and Sarah, our CEOs, that advise and help oversee the products that we create, the formulations that we choose, etc. So I think that that's really important. And we have a really incredible catalog already. Our goal is not to be like, the Amway of hormone health, like
The Amazon of hormone health.
But we are continuing. We've added so much this year. So Jace, you want to talk about what's come this year, but also what's coming next year?
Yeah. So one of the coolest things about Hue and Grace that I love so much, that's also a priority, is they're not we're not creating products that people aren't already buying. We're trying to create products that people are buying already and making them better. So most of our catalog is stuff that people already use. And we're just saying, this is a healthier, this is a more hormone supportive option, right? So in our skincare, we have right now cleansers and serums and, you know, the things that we use every single day. But what's coming is functional cosmetics. So like just lip, it's never going to be like a full makeup palette. That's why we do collaborations with other clean companies, which is a really unique and cool thing about Hue and Grace as well. We're not like, we have all the products and all the answers. We're actually trying to really be thought leaders in this space and collaborate with other companies who have already figured some of this stuff out. So like we have a Youngblood cosmetic collaboration going on right now, which is a company that follows the same core values that we do. And that's incredible that we are able to do that. So we have the functional cosmetics coming. Hair care is coming in January, which I'm really excited about because I was a hairstylist before I got into this industry. But tinted moisturizer, SPFs, some of these super toxic products specifically, we are trying to bring a healthier option to in that area. For health, we have our cacao that's launching later this month, functional mushroom and a longevity complex is what that is. Our hydrate detox is one of our, maybe our best-selling product. It's such a fundamental health ingestion for your day. I don't even know how else to say that, but one of the things Jamie was saying as far as like people being deficient, when you think about this, where are those deficiencies coming from? They're coming from the products that are food or that aren't sufficient, right? Our products that aren't sufficient, our environments that aren't sufficient. So that's an important thing to note when you do get into the product piece of this. And then our home care, right? Like the home products that we use are some of the most toxic. And so just being able to have the cleaning supplies, but then add some of these soaps, dish soap, laundry detergent, deodorant, some of these things that we are putting on our bodies every day is kind of in the pipeline. So that's really exciting. And then we do have so one thing that I love about Hue and Grace is it's really customer centric. Everything is geared around simple swaps and getting people into these healthier pillars. So we have a really awesome Give 10, Get 10 referral program. So if you have a customer who sends their referral link to somebody, it will give them $10 off and they get $10 product credit. And that person becomes your customer because they referred by one of your customers. So that's really exciting. We have an insider program for anybody that signs up as a customer on subscription for any of our products. They're automatically enrolled into an insider program, which is 10% off. They get free shipping. They get access to our products a little bit earlier than everybody else, and they get cash back points for every order on subscription that goes out that they can apply towards their next orders. And I love that. The product credits are for advocates. It's kind of a similar program to the HD Insider. You can earn them as advocates and you can put that towards your product every month as well. And those are just based on, as you move forward in your business, you can earn those as you go.
I think I meant to say HD Insider points. They're the same thing as product credits.
Yeah, same thing.
This is you still.
Okay, so the business opportunity, we've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I do think that if you're looking into becoming an advocate, there's multiple sides of this. We do affiliate work, we do advocacy, we do retail stuff, which we'll go into in a minute. But when you think about your own business and your needs and your season of life and what you need, there's a lot of different things that can fill the needs that we have. There's our huge community aspect. There's the financial aspect. There's the health and wellness aspect. I think being in this specific space in this industry has helped me stay consistent in my own health and wellness for the last 14 years because it's what I do every day on top of what I have to be focused on and learning every day. So that element alone really is so helpful. But I do think there's a revolution happening right now in our health and wellness industry. And we didn't mention this, but hormone health specifically is a potential billion-dollar industry. By 2030, it's expected to be at that point, and there's a reason for that. It's just like gut health, how it came out and it got spread to the masses. It never went away, and it never will now that that information is out. And hormone health is kind of that next piece. This is something that's been we've been trying to push out to the masses, and once it's here, it's just never going to go away. And so this is such an important piece to the health and wellness space. So there's so many different areas of choosing to advocate for a company that is doing this and has this mission, but also all of the different things that you can kind of plug into your daily seasonal life of what you need. And that's really what you can focus on as you get going. So like I was saying, we do have that a more modern approach with our business model. You can affiliate where you just sell and retail product. There is the advocacy program, which is what Jamie and I do, where you can build a team and scale your business and grow and help and impact multiple people. And then we also can bring in retailers. So if you're a small business owner or an entrepreneur or a brick and mortar or a big chain, it doesn't matter. If our products align and this is something that they want to carry for their customer base, then they can. And so we as advocates can enroll retailers or affiliates or advocates. And these are just some of the benefits that you get in each category. So this would be a good screenshot if you're kind of figuring out what you want, which direction you want to go. Do you have anything to add to that, Jamie?
No, I think that, well, I'll just say for those coming in, or whether you're brand new to network marketing or you're been around for a while and either loved it or had pain points. Like, I think that the fact that these three are differentiated means what that translates to is that you get to build at your own pace, that you aren't like forced into, and like, let's add the customer program into this as a fourth leg. Like, you don't have to be part of a business ecosystem just to get a really great discount. You don't have to build only on social media. Because we have retail, that means you can go belly to belly and go offline completely and work in your local communities and sign up gyms or spas or med spas or IV clinics, yoga studios, hair salons, like anything that any company, any place you go do business that stocks stuff on shelves, that is a retailer, right? So that might be someone that has, I even have my farm store locally has a whole corner of like wellness and beauty and health. Why? But it does. So I was like, oh, actually, I wonder if they would be interested in having, like our hydrate detox. Farmers definitely need to stay hydrated, things like that, right? You can really build online or offline and fast or slow. And we even have people building as an advocate and solely as an advocate and not worried about retailers that are building offline because they are able to leverage those local community connections, do home parties, do pop-up events at like a local boutique, etc. So when we say we're really modernizing it and elevating it, it means that you're not forced down a path that doesn't feel right to you. And for me, a lot of people from in my experience, a lot of my old team really struggled feeling like they had to show up online and social media every day or share their entire life. Or, when Jason and I first started, it was like post 3 to 5 times a day. And if you don't, you're never going to grow. And like, I'm not in that. I would love to not post on social media every month if I had to. So like, it gives a lot of flexibility and freedom. And I think that just is a testament to, just how we're committed to letting people really meet people where they're at. We meet people where they're at in their health and wellness. We meet people where they're at in their business. And if you have questions.
Part of that non-toxic culture, right? Of just trying to make sure that people are doing the things that they are aligned in, not pushing them down one path, because that's the only way to make it work.
Exactly.
For sure.
So let's talk about like what that means financially. Like what I know not everyone comes in with huge income goals, but one of the things that I really wanted to vet as we were interviewing Hugh and Grace, and really like last summer we were like asking all of the comp plan questions, because I needed to know, that yes, I could, we're stepping away from 6-figure incomes, and I need to know that that was possible to build that back up again. But more than that, I needed to know that my brand new advocates, my brand new team, my young, right as they're coming in through the gates, or those greener leaders, like that they would also see financial wins, because I spent a long time feeling like they weren't seeing financial wins, and they would work so hard and show up and be so reliable and so consistent and not see that financial payout, right? And so I'm really proud of this comp plan. I really do believe like it's the best one I've ever really learned, like seen. It's incomparable in terms of what it unlocks in terms of financial growth. So we are a unilevel plan, and we have a whole comp plan training which we can share with you that digs into this more, but I'm going to talk about some of the highlights. But we are unilevel, which means that you pay off of the first 3 levels. So your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, as you're building a team. Think of that family genealogy we do in elementary school. If you have 5 advocates that you've enrolled, you have 5 legs. If you have 50 advocates you've enrolled, you have 50 legs. So there's no strong leg, weak leg. There's no team. There's no possibility of being on an inside dead leg. Like if you have any context for that, like it is just, everything's really simple. So the comp plan is really winnable because everyone comes in as their own unique structure. And then as you grow in rank and as you grow in business and your all of that, it's all driven by sales. It's all driven by organizational volume, which is team sales, personal sales and team sales. And so what that translates to from a leadership, from a business end, is that you're never going to have someone sitting at a rank because they just have the right number of warm bodies. They're going to be, and then there's no money attached. They're not earning money because it was just about quantity, not quantity, quality. Like here, it's just about like less is more often. Like you can help, they'll help people just grow authentically and strong just by focusing on offering really great customer experience. And then that will drive you forward in the compensation plan. And then as you grow in rank, there's a generational bonus that really digs deep into your downline past those 3 levels so that you can continue to earn and see that income grow and compound past those 3 levels. And as leaders develop deep in your downline, you'll see a financial win fall from that as well. Like I said, commission is king here. From day 1, you'll earn 25% commission, but as your sales go up, you actually can unlock up to 40% commission, which is pretty incredible. And that again can compound over month after month as you build a customer base. As you also grow in sales, you earn product credits, which is really cool with people who never have to buy their own products ever because they just cover that in product credits. You can actually use those also for like a giveaway or gifting or for, products for home parties or trial kits, or I think someone was saying the other day, can even transfer those to someone in your downline if you wanted, but you get product credits. So like I bought the makeup that just launched with my product credits. I was like, cool, I'm just gonna get all this for free because I have product credits that are banked up here. As a brand new advocate, and this kind of speaks to that winning from out of the gate, our boost program is for when you're new. So in the month you enroll, and then your first 3 full months, you're in your boost program. And this is just extra cash on top of what you would automatically earn. So for every 5 customers, it's an extra $50. Every 2 advocates you enroll, it's an extra $100. Each month in Boost, you're a senior advocate, which is one of those kind of key foundational open initial ranks, is an extra 100, and then mentor is 200. And so we've seen people come in and make several hundred in their Boost period, which is awesome. And then some that have made thousands and thousands in their Boost period because there's no cap on this. If you enroll 2, you get 100, but if you enroll 10, you get 500. You can really like 10x this and leverage whatever you want out of this. And that is completely in your control and in your choice to build really fast and hard, or you can go nice and slow. As you grow in rank over time and just staying solid at a specific rank, rather than always having, there's no like carrot that means you're only seen and recognized if you keep advancing. You get to decide when and how you advance, and you're going to get rewarded financially for even just staying a solid, consistent leader. I have a lot of great leaders that are at that senior mentor, associate manager range. That is the income that's their sweet spot. Like, this feels manageable with the rest of my life. This feels manageable. This is where that income feels good. It's giving me flexibility in my business, in my life. And but I don't want to, I don't have the bandwidth for more right now. This is where I want to be, and they're still seen and valued financially from the company at that level, which is really great. I think for a long time I saw people that feel like failures because they were only ever seen or recognized when they advance beyond and beyond, right? And I think that that's huge. We also have a quarterly shared bonus pool. So every quarter, we're in quarter four right now, the second month of quarter four. But our 3% of our company's profits are split amongst these leadership ranks, and just an extra little nice little check on top of everything else. Also, fun news. At the director rank, as of November 1st, you also can open up your own, as an additional advocate account, a second business center of your own. So I just got to enroll last week, Jamie Shepard number 2, and now I can build that up, and it really just unlocks more earnings for yourself, and you can, and there's more on that, but that's financial, and that's a new thing because we were saying like, hey, this would be somewhere where we could see a lot of enhancement and success at some of these higher ranks where volume is going up really high and income isn't trending in the same exact trajectory. And so they were like, great, we understand, we hear you, let's see what we can do there. So they're always looking for ways as a company to make sure we feel like we're winning, and that's on every single level, including financially. And so that was kind of a fun announcement that we just learned about last week, and can mean really, really scaling up income pretty fast. And I'm going to end with my part with this. We're excited to welcome you to the team. We have a pretty special team. Jason and I are very proud of the team that we've built and get to co-lead with other leaders. We don't have a bunch of different team pages and team names. Like, we are one big team. We have one big team page. We share together. We lead together. We're collaborative. We got to decide when we came here, like, what we wanted, what wasn't serving us anymore as far as building a community and a culture. And so we left the ego, the competition, the pageantry at the door, and we're like, we're going to build in this really loving, gentle, simple, collaborative way. And we have. And in that, because of that authentic, intentional spirit, we have built to the top of the entire company. Our team is now 2/3 of the entire company. We have all of our leaders are the highest ranked leaders in the company. And that means for you that you come in knowing that the systems are in place, the leadership is in place, you get to plug and play, write what feels most genuine to you, and know that you and your team are taken care of so that you can focus on scaling at the pace that feels most aligned for you. And it means we've got so many amazing leaders that you get to learn from. This isn't the Jamie show or the Jay show. Like, there's so many incredible women that lead and give and serve so openly and generously to our team. I learn all the time. We have some really incredible hormone health experts on our team that lead. I learn so much from them. So I don't have to come in and be the know-it-all of anything, because there's so many people that have so many great strengths. And we've really created a lot of really simple systems that people can plug into and win from day one on their own terms. We also have some fun things that are happening in the team beyond that. So Jace, you want to?
Yeah, so November 1st, we went global and we opened up Canada, which is so exciting. There's a lot of opportunity here. Again, you guys, I love traveling and I've been to like 30 countries. Canada is one that I have not been to yet. So I was super excited about this. And for me, that opportunity of like being a global advocate and being able to expand, not just in our own home ground, but like further out, is so cool. So this has been a really fun thing. If you are in Canada, you will be considered a founding advocate from now until next year if you hit SAV or higher in your first year as an advocate. And it's $1 sign up to enroll for the next year as well if you sign up on a bundle, just to get you going. So that's really exciting. And you get all of the same benefits that we do here in the States. The plan's the same, everything's the same. And then we have a couple different trips coming up just right on the radar, just to give you guys an idea. We're doing a leaders retreat in New York. This is just a team-based incentive in December, like it's just in a few weeks. We have our escape trip. That's a company-wide qualification. That's next April, and that's going to be in Puerto Rico. We have our leadership retreat, which is in February. It's going to be in Los Angeles. So if you hit that senior mentor SMT level or higher, you automatically qualify for that. And then we do have a director's trip. That's, again, a team-based trip to the Amalfi Coast in Italy in June. So Jamie is also a fellow traveler. This is her love language. So she always is putting on incredible trips. That's like a side business that she didn't mention that she does. But we went to Bali together and she loves to put together these trips that are just so fun. So that's just part of being a perk, being a member of our team. And then the advocate enrollment bundles. So when you do enroll, these are only available when you enroll. So we have a lot of different bundles and options that we have as advocates once you're established, but during enrollment, there's specific bundles that are discounted a little bit more just to help you get going. And when you sign up on a bundle, if you're in Canada, then you get that $1 enrollment automatically. Otherwise, the enrollment fee is $45 or 63 CAD if you're Canadian. There's no monthly fee here at Hugh and Grace, which is, I don't know how they did that, but it's incredible. You can cancel your advocate account at any time. You need 100 PV, personal volume, or dollars worth of product, either sold or purchased, to be active status, and to get the 25 to 40% commission payout. So these are just some of the bundles you can. Oh, is this the Canada one? Or is this the same? Oh yeah, so this is the Canadian one. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, then you can, just to get a kind of idea for enrollment. And
I'll
then
put them in the chat too, but that was it.
that's mostly it. We did good.
Yeah.
44 minutes. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think we started late too. Who has
Yeah.
questions for us while we have you? Is there anything that you're like, talk more about that? Or also, I'm just gonna give shout out to my hair today. This is well, I did get it highlighted the other day, but this is our shampoo. We got these little trials of the shampoo and conditioner, and between the collagen, our marine collagen, and our shampoo, I feel like my hair has come back to life. So you get to enjoy this, and Jace's hair, when it's not pulled back, also is like
Yeah,
lustrous.
my hair hasn't been washed for 3 days. So that's why it looks like this. Susan
I was what?
Oh,
Go for
no,
it.
go ahead. Susan just asked, is the 100 PV monthly or every 6 months? So so the to be active status and saying, like, I'm actively working my business, that's $100 or PV per month to be active status. So you can either sell that amount or purchase that amount in order to hit that requirement. So there is another stipulation for the advocate account in general. If somebody joins, and then they don't do anything with their advocate account in a 6-month period, if that advocate account hasn't generated 200 volume worth of activity, whether it's in a 6-month period, then that account will actually compress back to customer. That's just to keep our network really clean. Does that make sense? But they can sign back up as an advocate that day if they want to. So it just makes sure that we don't have a bunch of inactive accounts going on. We just try to keep it organized and simplified that way.
Keeps it really tight. It also keeps our advocate numbers reflective of the actual working community. So yeah, that's a great question. All right. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. So the next steps would be, so you saw the bundles and reach out to whoever invited you to come listen to this call, and they can walk you through those next steps in terms of getting a link to make sure you're connected to them. If there's any extra special codes, if you came in for, if you're with Jace or I, we have our own special little thank you gift for watching live. So make sure you reach out to us as well. And anything else you have, if there's follow-up questions or anything you want to learn more about, don't hesitate to ask any one of us for that. So thank you guys.
Hope to see you on the other side.
Bye.